Okay, everyone. Good afternoon and welcome to the last session for the week, guys. Can you all hear me clearly? Hello. Good afternoon. Is the afternoon not so very good to you? Can you hear me all?
Yes, sir.
Good, good. So, what you see on the screen is about posters. We did discuss this one in the last class, if you remember. We saw what a poster is, and we came to know that it is a mixture of notices, advertisements, and invitations. And regarding the layout, regarding the content, regarding the expression, what are all the important points that we need to bear in our mind while designing or drafting a poster. So the layout, how it should be. These are all some of the points. The contents, how it should be. That means what you write there. And expression, how you write it. So these are all some of the most important things. Apart from knowing the definition of it, apart from the marks, allocation to it, apart from the time limit to be devoted to it, these are all some of the important points. And we also know what is the very purpose of a poster. It is to create social awareness about issues related to current problems and needs like COVID-19, or to advertise, or even to extend public invitations and display notices. So these are all some of the reasons why we just use posters. Excuse me, let me just admit some of the students. Now, we have some examples for each of the variety. We have mainly three types of posters. One is educational, like you see it here, one example, like you see it here, one more example, and like you see it here, one more example. And we have cultural, and the last one is sports. Like we see it here, it's a cultural one, it's a sports related one, and it's something in general, the third type. So whatever that does not fall under these two categories, sports, Jay Sriram wants to. I have really no idea who this guy is. Any idea, guys? Somebody is sharing the link, the English Google Meet link with outsiders. We will trace it out. It's not a big deal. But once it is traced out, let me tell you, for creating such kind of nonsense to the whole class, you might even be in a position to take the TC to step out of the campus. Let me warn you. Please just have this in your mind. You may even have to take the TC out of the campus, to step out of the campus. Stop creating such disturbance, because this is an official class, and don't share the link with any outsider. If you want entertainment, please ask us. We'll drop the class. We'll have some music class or funny videos. We'll be ready to do that, but not at the cost of the class. Please just have that in your mind, because this is happening with your class only. Somebody is sharing the link with outsiders, and those guys are entering using the names, using one of your names, creating a disturbance. Have this in your mind, guys, and don't just do that. And this is the third or the fourth time I'm able to see that user trying to enter this class. Please having that devilish pleasure, demonish pleasure. You're not supposed to just disturb the class. This is just a sincere warning. Next time punishment will also be there if it
Sorry, sir.
continues. So please just understand. Try not to enter with any other. No, Pawan. Actually, it's not about late joining. It's about sharing the official English Google Meet link with others. And those guys are entering using one of the names and creating a disturbance. It's come to my knowledge that some of the teachers are also struggling with the same problem. What kind of pleasure that you guys get through that one? If you want to do some heroic deeds, do it in a positive way. Or please tell us that I want to show off something. We will do it. We'll just create a platform. And if you want to show off something, well, we have a Founders Day coming up. Even if it is harder, we'll try to include your name for a special show so that you can just show what you are. You can have greater exposure. Please do not do such kind of things because it would be at the cost of the class. The precious time of about 30 students. Now just imagine. Think responsibly, act responsibly. Now with that note, let's come back to our class. So this is what we discussed in the last class, poster making. Well, we came to know that there are three important segments in posters, broad classes, broad groups. Number one, educational posters. Number two, cultural and sports posters. Number three, general posters. Any poster that does not fall under these two categories, the previous two categories, I mean educational and cultural and sports category, that becomes a general poster. Well, why we use posters? What are the types? What is to be borne in your mind while preparing the poster? All this is found in this document, which will be shared with you after the class. And the last slide is another general poster. The last one is with the assignments. You have four questions to do, covering all the three types of posters. Please do them unfailingly and send the snapshots to me on WhatsApp. That is about posters. And like that, we have it for even note making. Excuse me. We have it even for note making. See, this one is going to be shared with you right now, the poster making. And with a little bit of gap in the evening, I will share note making, which has recently been done. Okay? So, you please just do them because practice is very much essential. Now, if you remember, for the past 2 or 3 weeks, we have done so many chapters. And how far you have practiced them? We've allotted the practice as well. But how far you have done the practice? Let me just name out the chapters. Starting from notice writing, advertisements. Okay, sorry, advertisements not done. Posters. Notice writing, posters. Posters have just been done. Okay, fine. This is accepted. Then note making. Okay, that was also done this week. Next, if you just talk about the previous week, determiners, tenses. It's a question mark. You please ask yourself how far you have done the practice. And see, if you don't do the practice, you know what happens? Again, it's of course a damn failure. Hopefully it is clear. So these two documents, one moment. So let me just start the whole screen. Presenting the whole screen so that I can show you what we have even for note making. So note making is also done here. As you see here, this is going to be shared with you. In this, we have all the important details regarding note making, definition to format to important points. Everything is crystal clear here. How we can create, our own abbreviations, how we can have note making stepwise as you see it on the screen. Everything is here with one example. And here is the example. So this is a short passage of about 5 paragraphs. Now note taking is done to this one. And that is the note making we've done to that one. So like this. And the summary. Summary is something, it is the collection of all the important points, only most important points in your own words, in about 50 words, in grammatically full length sentences. In full length sentences grammatically. Okay? In your own words, but about 50 words only. If you just look at this one, it would be around 50 only. So please just understand that one. Note making also needs a lot of practice. So we are just going to have a glance at note making once again. As everybody is available, let me just show one more passage to you, as some of you requested me to have a little bit practice. Now, if you can just see, this was already done. This was already done. Okay. Not with you. The first example was a bigger one. The second one is a smaller one. Now see, we have one more in between, in size and in difficulty level. Now I request everybody to go through this one religiously. You are given 10 minutes time to go through it completely. Then we will prepare notes to it and the summary to it to understand how it is to be done practically and lively. Can you all see the screen, please? Acknowledge it.
Yes, sir.
Now we have 3 paragraphs. It is in around 350 words. Generally, you get any passage around 250 to 300 words, not more than that. Let's have it. And this is relatively slightly more difficult. But let's see how we can give our best. After going through the passage, ask yourself, what is this passage about? Then you will understand what this passage is. Okay? Just go through this one, everyone. Go through this one and ask yourself at the end, what is this passage about? Yes, what's the matter, please? Done, guys? Have you read it? Hello? Have you read it?
Yes, sir.
Now, ask yourself, what is the passage about? Excuse me. All right. Yes, guys. Sorry for that. Now, now, can somebody please answer? What is this passage about? What is it about? Ask yourself, what is this passage about? And what's your answer? If you have not been religious, let's stop the class. Do you need some more time to go through that one? Okay, let me just go through that one for your comprehension. Despite all the research, every one of us catches cold, and most of us catch it frequently. Our failure to control one of the commonest of all ailments sometimes seems ridiculous. Medical science regularly practices transplant surgery and has rid the whole countries of such killing diseases as typhus and the plague. But the problem of common cold is unusually difficult and much has yet to be done to solve it. It is known that a cold is caused by one of a number of viral infections that affect the lining of the nose and other passages leading to the lungs. But the confusing variety of viruses makes study and remedy very difficult. It was shown in 1960 that many typical colds in adults are caused by one or the other of a family of viruses known as rhinoviruses. Yet, there still remain many colds for which no virus has as yet been isolated. There is also the difficulty that because they are so much smaller than the bacteria, which cause many other infections, viruses cannot be seen with ordinary microscopes, nor can they be cultivated easily in the bacteriologist laboratory, since they only grow within the living cells of animals or plants. An important recent step forward, however, is the development of the technique of tissue culture, in which bits of animal tissue are enabled to go on living and to multiply independently of the body. This has greatly aided virus research and has led to the discovery of a large number of viruses. Their existence had previously been not only unknown but even unsuspected. The fact that we can catch a cold repeatedly creates another difficulty. Usually, a virus strikes only once and leaves the victim immune to further attacks. Still, we do not get still we do not gain immunity from colds. Why? It may possibly be due to the fact that while other viruses get into the bloodstream where antibodies can oppose them, the viruses causing cold attack cells only on the surface. Or it may be that immunity from one of the many different viruses does not guarantee protection from all the others. It seems, therefore, that we are likely to have to suffer colds for some time yet. Clear now? Now let's ask Arjun, what is this passage about? Is this passage about viruses? Is this passage about typhus and the plague? Is this passage about research? Is this passage about catching cold? What is it about? Answer, please. Please, God, please, for God's sake, somebody acknowledge if my voice is clear and audible.
Sir, it's clear.
Right.
Sir, you are audible.
Thank you. Now ask yourself, what is this passage about? I've given you a few options. Is it
Sir,
about
catching
viruses?
cold.
Of course, it's damn correct. It's catching cold. And what are the reasons? What are the research has done? What are the researchers have done so far? And what are the possible reasons? And, the difficulties for not controlling it or curing it. And that's what you can see back in the passage, nothing else. It's all about catching cold, getting cold frequently. Why do we get cold frequently? Why do we get cold frequently? That is what is discussed. The possible reasons and then the practical difficulties for not finding the cure to it. Can you see anything other than that one in the passage? No. No. Certainly no. So that's gonna be our title. That's gonna be our title. I hope everybody agrees. By getting cold frequently. Are you guys able to follow me? Are you guys able to follow me?
Yes, sir.
Now let's just see. Okay. So we can just have the heading, why getting cold frequently? Let's say, why humans getting cold frequently? Right? This will be clearer. Now, what are the main points? What are the sub points? As you know, we have to follow this indent. Either this format or this format. Let's stick to this format. Okay, heading or title suggested already. Now one subheading must be there and its supporting points. One more subheading should be there and their subpoints. Sorry, supporting points and their sub points like this. Let's have it. Let's suggest one subpoint. Sorry, yeah, subpoint. If you want to suggest any point, there should be supporting points. If you have any supporting points, then that becomes a subpoint. I mean, a main point having supporting points. For example, as I've told you here, reasons for catching cold. In which we can state this one. Please just follow this. Let me just read out to show you where we can find that. Despite all research, every one of us catches cold and most of us catch it frequently. Our failure to control one of the commonest of all ailments sometimes seems ridiculous. Medical science regularly practices transplant surgery and has rid all countries of such killing diseases as typhus and plague. So this is all description to introduce the main point, and that is this: the problem of cold is unusually difficult. Much has yet to be done to solve it. It is known that cold is caused by what? One of a number of viral infections that affect the lining of nose and the other passages leading to the lungs. But the confusing variety of viruses makes study and remedy difficult. So, what is caused cold? What causes cold? A number of viral infections. Well, it was shown in 1960 that many typical colds in adults are caused by one or the other of a family of viruses known as rhinoviruses. It's a supporting point for the reasons of causing cold. So one is there. What is this? A number of viral infections. Number of viral infections. Well, viruses family. Very good. Now, are there any other reasons why we get cold? Why we just get cold? It was shown in 1960 that many typical colds in adults are caused by one or the other family of viruses known as rhinoviruses is caused by a number of viral infections. Okay, fine. There is also the difficulty that because there are so much smaller than see, here is talking about the reason is number of viral infections. Main point, supporting points. The main point is reasons. Okay, let's say reasons. Here only, let's say. Let's do it. Reasons. Reasons to get cold. Reasons to get cold. 1.1.1. Why? Why do we get reasons? Number of viral infections. Infections. Now, number of viral infections. Not serous, virus, rhinoviruses. Not rhinoceros or rhino. I've got it. Now, when we come across any other reasons, then we will just think about that one. Next, difficulties. Right, difficulties. To cure. Number one, what are the difficulties? Smaller than bacteria to study. Smaller than bacteria not seen with ordinary microscopes. Where I mean micro. Micro means microscopes. See how I am just having the abbreviations also. I hope you are able to follow me. Aren't you? Aren't you?
Yes, sir.
Smaller than bacteria is one reason. Can't be seen with ordinary microscopes. Okay, fine. It is related to that only, so I added there only. Or I can even just have it as 2.1.1 also. Why? To just make the things difficulty. There and then it can be included. Now, what else? not cultivated in bacteriologist library. Bacteriologist library, laboratory, not library, sorry, laboratory. Okay. You know, because this is an explanation. They grow within the living cells of animals or plants only. So cannot be cultivated easily. So it is another difficulty. Not cultivated in bacteriologist laboratory. Oh, sorry, laboratory. So what mistakes have I done here? There is a scope to use many abbreviations. Bacteriologist, laboratory, cultivated, all that. Let's use it for laboratory as a lab. You should take an active part. Guys, I told you, don't just use too many abbreviations to make it complex. Let's have it. So cannot be cultivated easily. Now what else? What are the other difficulties to cure that one? Is posing. Come up, come up. Use your mind. What else can you see? This is very clearly stated here. The fact that we can catch cold repeatedly creates another difficulty. Attacks repeatedly. I can even abbreviate repeatedly as rep. Attacks repeatedly. Or instead of using the word, which is not advisable, repetitions of attack. Repetitions of different from different viruses. Even viruses also can be just can like that. Now next, what are the other difficulties? Not entering the bloodstream. Not entering the bloodstream is another virus not entering bloodstream. Yes, where antibodies can oppose them and can make our body immune to that virus. This is not happening because it is virus not entering bloodstream but affecting the surface. Even affecting can be done like this. Okay, this is one, not entering but affecting the surface of cells. Well, any other? Well, there is a point about tissue culture, and we have some benefits of tissue culture also. We discovered many number of viruses after developing this technology. So you can have a separate word about it. Tissue culture. What is that tissue culture? Tissue culture, number of virus discovered, number of virus unknown discovered. Because of that, great help in study of cold. What are the other benefits that we got? See, the others are explanations. When you read through these notes, you will understand what they mean. You don't have to copy those things straight away. Are you able to get my point, guys?
Yes, sir.
Tissue culture. See, everyone will have the clarity. Greatly, okay. Number of viruses. Discovery to the number of viruses. This is one benefit that we got. In which bits of animal tissue? Okay, important step forward. Important step forward means it's a great help now. Okay, this gets greatly aided viruses that has led to the discovery. So their existence, okay, fine. That is all described, all that. Now, what else is so very important? Any main points left over that has supporting details? Nothing else, I feel. You can leave it out. See, these are all explanations, illustrations, examples, which you should not include to support and make the main point of the passage solid, strong. They use descriptions, exaggerations, examples. Like, we have found the cure for even deadly diseases like typhus, the plague, all that. But common cold problem is being so very common. Do you think that is an important point? No. In order to make the main point of the passage strong and solid, the things are presented in that way. So please have that clarity and don't get deviated. See here, why humans getting cold frequently? We talked about reasons. Difficulties to cure, difficulties to find solution, discussed. Tissue culture, great help in study of cold. Here I have avoided articles completely. Instead of it is a great help, a great help. Instead of using a here, I've avoided that one. You should avoid it, in fact. Right? And then I have just created many abbreviations 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, if I want to make it this one 7, it would become discovered. Yeah, I can do that like this. And I hope it is now clear to everyone how you can do it. Not clear?
Yes, it's clear.
So try a few. Try a few. And see some important things. Number one, every paragraph that you see in the passage may not have important points with supporting details. Can be some paragraphs without an important points. They are just used to introduce or to support the main point or the main theme of the passage. Number two, second important point. No two note makings will be one and same, because my perception will be different, your perception will be different. How you present the things to give the clarity will differ from each other, from person to person, because perception varies. So stick to it, but have clarity. And here I need to just provide the key also. Please stay back for 5 minutes. We are not yet done. Now we need to have a key as well. So let's have a key here. Now let me just have, okay, key. It need not be that much size. Okay. Let's just have a key like this. Merge the cells and let it be in center. Key. Now fine. See what are all that have been used here, First one, reasons. RE. Okay, let me just have this one. And whatever I have had will be used here. Did I miss anything? Please let us know. Well, how many are there? One. This is to mean reasons. Two, infections. Three, ordinary. Four, microscopes. Five, different. To mean the word different, we use that one. Five, viruses. Five, affecting. Six, discovered. Done. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Done. And I have not even used number of, which you did not tell me, even after asking you. 9. I'm done. See, for this 1 mark, because I have used more than 4 and they are clear, and wherever I just wanted to use these abbreviations to mean that word, I used it. For example, virus, number of viruses. Here it means same number of different viruses. So all that viruses not entering bloodstream. So wherever I wanted to use the word viruses, I use the abbreviation, same abbreviation, but not to refer to a different word. See here, viral, not viruses. So I'm not supposed to use the same abbreviation to mean viral as well, because I created this one to mean the word viruses. So I used wherever I wanted to use that word. I maintained uniformity. Well then, so there are 4, more than 4, below 10, 1 mark is assured. Now, I have given a title which is reflective of the team. So my 1 mark is assured. Okay, 2 marks. Next, numbering and indenting. I hope this is clear. The numbering and indenting. Indenting means having the subpoints in a different alignment like this. In this alignment, subpoints and main points in this alignment. That is called indenting. So numbering and indenting is clear. 1 more mark. And whatever I have written is for 2 marks. And I have used it properly. So my 5 marks are assured. I hope this is clear to everyone, guys. Is it? Not clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, with that knowledge, practice a few. Please practice a few. Please practice a few. Till the time you don't practice, you can't retain. That's been discussed. Now I'm just going to float poster making. In the evening, I'll float for note making as well. Okay? Let me just take the attendance to wrap up the session, please. Just give me a moment to take the attendance. Wait a moment, please. It's getting ready. Yes, it's ready. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend. Now you may leave, everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.